For the midterm elections, we've been asking key business leaders what they want from the next Congress. My next guest is at the crossroads of several important areas: trade, manufacturing, housing, retail, all of that joined together in his company, Ethan Allen. He's the CEO, Farouk Kathwari, here with us. And Farouk, thank you very much for joining us. We just had these GDP numbers coming out in line with estimates, so that's good. It wasn't a disappointment. However, what we've seen over and over again is even though we're getting some good economic numbers, it's not turning into business confidence. Is it turning to that for you?
Well, not yet. But I think that we need to get over these elections. I think these elections have been one of the most negative advertising we have seen. Now, our business...
You wouldn't get much disagreement on that front.
No, our business depends on consumer confidence. And if you want to really kill consumer confidence, this election campaign has done it.
So you blame the atmosphere of the elections as the reason why people aren't spending?
Well, that's one of the reasons. Of course, there are structural, long-term issues that we have to deal with. But let's get over these elections. And, you know, we have over 280 Ethan Allen design centers. We have, in fact, last quarter, we increased our advertising by 35% in our retail network because we felt the time has come for us to get out after a year and a half of, you know, some tough economic environments. Now, we did not get full benefit of it in terms of closings of sales, but our traffic increased. People came in. They worked with we have about 1,500 interior designers that work for us. And they tell us, yes, people are coming in, they're interested, but they want to hold. So I believe that...
They want to what?
They want to hold. They want to sort of, they're somewhat concerned about the overall environment. So I think if this election would somehow, when it's over, it will create at least some stability. People will know that whatever takes place, the fact is it will be over.
But what do you hope for after the elections? What do you hope will happen in Washington? Do you want the Republicans to sweep Congress? What do you want? Well,
I tell you what I want. I want people to think about the longer-term viability of business in the United States. Now, we are an 80-year-old company, and I was an 80-year young company. Now, we are in manufacturing, we are in retailing, all the things that you said. Now, we have made a commitment that we will be the best in what we do. We manufacture 70% of our products in the United States. We're going against the trends.
You're very vertical.
We're very vertical, but we made a commitment. Now, talking about what we need to do in the United States, let's just see what yesterday there was news that Germany had, they reduced their unemployment to 7%, the lowest in 18 years. And you say to yourself, how did a country like Germany... And they reduced it mostly by increasing exports. Now, they did it because they had good governmental policies on tax and other factors. Plus, also, they have a commitment for long-term in terms of improving everything.
Okay, so compare that to here. What are you saying is wrong?
Compared over here, we're short-term. Look at yesterday, we released our earnings for the last quarter. Our sales were up 21%. Our earnings per share were 11 cents compared to 20 cents. Our stock went down because people are worried about what we are going to do in the next 3 months. So short-term thinking is killing United States businesses. So I think from the business point of view, we need to think long-term.
That comes from within the business community. That doesn't come from Washington, though.
It's not Washington. I'm talking about the overall environment. Coming back to Washington, I think in Washington we need to take a look at, for instance, our tax policy. Our corporate tax rates.
Does the tax policy prevent you from hiring?
Well, it does, in the sense if you're talking of being competitive. When we are talking of we are competing against the rest of the world. Now, in our case, we are relatively small in terms of the overall businesses, but we have 42 stores in China, and 60% of that product we're shipping from the United States. But we are doing it because we made a long-term commitment that will operate for some period of time. We operated at no profits. Now we're at a little profits. But we can do some of that. But I think for an overall economy, the government has to take a look at the corporate tax rates, especially for U.S. manufacturing. Take a look at our health costs. Yes, I mean, we just hired in the last few weeks 100 professionals. Average cost of that professional and health cost is $11,000. Do you know what the cost of that is in the rest of the world?
What is it?
Almost zero. So how do you compete? So,
right, so how do you compete with those rising costs? Right. Okay, we're going to have to leave it here, but very interesting. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to
sounds as if you thought quite a lot about this issue, of course, as any CEO operating here would. Farouk Kathwari, the CEO of Ethan Allen.